Welcome to 805 Focus. I'm Dr. Cinder Sinclair with Nonprofit Connect, and we will be bringing you the latest on your favorite nonprofits. So get ready to be inspired. Our special guest today is Janice Levasheff, and Janice is president of the Santa Barbara Audubon Society. Welcome, Janice.
Thank you. It's a pleasure to be here.
I'm so glad you're here. And I know a lot of people are very interested in hearing about what's going on with the Audubon Society here in Santa Barbara.
Okay. Well, Audubon Society, we are an independent chapter of National Audubon. It's a national organization.
Okay.
We were founded by the Bird Study Group at the Museum of Natural History.
Our very own?
Our very own.
Oh,
our chapter, the Santa Barbara Audubon chapter,
gotcha.
was started by the Bird Study Group at the Museum of Natural History. And that was in 1963.
Oh, I was going to ask you the year.
Yes.
1963.
Yes.
Wow.
So we have been going strong as an independent chapter since that time. So we're heading into year 62, I believe.
I didn't know you guys were. So that explains why you're there. I mean, I always see you there at the Natural History Museum.
Mm-hmm. Well, the reason we're at the Natural History Museum is because we built our aviary there. The director at the time, this was 15 years ago, said, well, if you need a safe place to house your birds, there's a spot here at the museum. You have to raise the money to build the aviary and keep the program going.
Mm-hmm.
So it is our aviary. We are located on the grounds of the Natural History Museum in their backyard.
Yes.
Our volunteers, and they're dedicated volunteers.
They are.
They're crazy about these birds, and we can't thank them enough for all they do. They're there every day of the year because you got to feed the birds.
Oh,
you got to
gosh.
take care of them.
I never thought about that.
Yes, they're there every day of the week, every day of the year. Christmas, holidays, everything. You know, the birds don't know it's Christmas, so
right.
They have to eat. They get well taken care of, and through that dedicated care, they live beyond their natural lifespan. And so when we do have a bird, when it's time for them to go, it's pretty hard. It's pretty hard because the volunteers, we all get bonded to them.
Yeah.
But right now we have 4 birds at the aviary. We have 2 kestrels named Kiki and Mouse, and they're darling. We also have Ace, the peregrine falcon, and our oldest ambassador, Max, the great horned owl.
Oh, yes.
Yeah, so a lot of people in the community have seen him. He's come to their classrooms, kids' classrooms. They remember him years and years later, and he's still going strong.
He's been around a long time.
Yeah, we're very lucky to have our Eyes in the Sky director. She's got a lot of background in dealing with raptors. She's a falconer herself, and she's part-time, but she certainly fills her time with taking really good care of these birds. We also have an assistant to help her. We had to hire one because, there's a lot that goes into taking care of birds and taking care of them properly. Because we have a license. You have to have a license to present these birds to the public. Yeah, so there's a lot of regulations.
So they, the volunteers then, they go into schools?
Yes, we have a classroom program called Meet Your Wild Neighbor.
That's a good name.
And there are, this year we served 15 schools, 15 classrooms.
Wow.
And in the coming year, it'll be up to 16. And there's sessions, it's not all through the school year, but it's 3 hours once a week or something like that, where the teachers, we have 2 retired teachers, credentialed, who go into the classroom and tell the kids about birds and how they're built and how important it is to protect them. Mm-hmm. And as part of this curriculum, we have brought in a live bird, and that's that's the highlight, really, of this program. And it's magical to watch a child's face light up when a bird is presented to them.
Yes. Oh, gosh.
Yeah. So that's our education, what part of our educational outreach. Other parts of our educational outreach are our bird walks and our field trips. We offer twice a month bird walks. We don't hold them during the summer because there's not much birding activity in the summer here, but we have bird walks on Friday mornings twice a month. Once a month we have special field trips. Some of the places we get to are places that aren't normally accessible to the public. And we had some pretty good attendance. You know, ever since COVID, really, a lot of people wanted to get outdoors because that was a safe activity to do.
So what is a bird walk? What do they do?
People just show up. We have a trip leader, a walk leader, who would point out birds that
I see.
heard or seen, and just say, okay, there's a flicker, there's
gotcha.
a warbler, and we encourage people to bring binoculars, but if they don't have them, we have some to loan them.
Oh, okay.
We welcome anybody. You don't have to be an expert. I want to make that clear. You don't have to be an expert. The whole point of this is to teach people about birds and the joy of birding and learning about them.
Yeah, the joy of birding. I've noticed that people that are really into the birding are full of joy. They just love it. It's like a magnet.
Yes.
It just pulls them in.
They're just wonderful creatures to see. And they're also very important for our environment too. I mean, their health is, it's something that we need to watch out for, and we need to watch and protect their habitat. And that's our habitat too.
Yes.
So that's a big part of what we do as well. We have a conservation committee that is. I'm so thankful that we have the talented people and hardworking people that we do, because they're out there writing letters, advocating for, environmentally sensitive habitat. If there's a development, you've got to be so far set back from a creek, or the wind turbine, like for the wind farm. We're concerned about the turbines and killing birds.
Yeah, I've read a lot about that.
Yeah, yes. So you'll see more in our newsletter.
Oh, good.
Yes, we have. So we have an expert or a member who's been long. He's followed the wind energy projects on the South Coast, and so he's our point person to interface with the wind energy people and find out what's going on and figuring out ways to mitigate some of the potential things that can happen to birds with turbines.
Do people, so is there a lot of advocacy then around that?
Yes, conservation and advocacy is another pillar of what we do. Our mission is to educate and connect people with birds through conservation, education, and science. So our conservation folks are the people who quietly work behind the scenes to send letters to, say, the Planning Commission, and also provide science-based reasons for why a developer or a planner or the county, should do certain things to protect birds.
I mean, it seems like to really act as an expert, because I bet a lot of these folks, elected officials or planning people or whatever, don't know what they need to know about birds and their habitat and why they shouldn't be doing this and they need to be careful about that.
Yes, so we do send letters. We have had people attend hearings, planning commission hearings, just to sort of say, we would like for you to do this because. And the people on this committee they have years of experience. Some are biologists, scientists, retirees who are really dedicated to, advocating for birds.
Yeah. So I would imagine you use quite a few volunteers.
We use and could use more.
Oh, you would like more.
Definitely.
That's good.
Yes. So it's volunteers and members are our lifeblood, really, and of course, donors.
Donors, okay.
Definitely.
So let's talk about donors too, because you folks are a 501c3 nonprofit organization.
Yes.
And so a person can go on your website, and I bet there's a donate now button.
There's a donate button in the upper right.
Okay.
Yeah, and a join now button
and
in the
join
upper right.
now.
Yes, because people can become members of Santa Barbara Audubon.
Okay.
And I'll take this opportunity to say that National Audubon does have its own membership, but our membership is separate from National Audubon. We are a recognized chapter by National,
Yes.
and they do send us a small amount of baseline funding every
Okay.
year. But our membership for our specific chapter is separate from National. And we encourage people to join us so we can say we have 700 or 1,000 members,
Yeah.
the voice of all these people to advocate for birds.
So while a person is on the website, they're making their financial tax-deductible donation.
Yes.
They can also become a member,
Yes.
and they can figure out how to contact you if they want to be a volunteer.
Yes.
So there's a lot of things they could do on your website.
Yeah, we have a little contact us form that they can just click on that, and I'll see the message, and it'll be a message that's directed to us. So
Yeah.
we'll see it, and we can respond, and we'll welcome
And you
people.
can tailor whatever volunteer work they might do to their individual schedule.
Yes. We volunteers, they're volunteering their time, so we really do need to be flexible. And we have all of our board they're all volunteers. We're all volunteers. We have a very small staff. We've got our part-time executive director, Catherine Emery. Our Eyes in the Sky director is also part-time, and that's Hannah Atkinson. And we have a part-time, quarter-time aviary assistant, assisting Hannah, and a talented data entry clerk. I can't speak enough about his talent. And our two Meet Your Wild Neighbor teachers who work a few hours here and there.
That's great.
But everything else is done on a volunteer basis.
And you do a lot of collaboration, I would imagine.
Yes, we do. And our biggest partner, of course, is the Museum of Natural History.
Yes, what wonderful folks
We
there.
are so fortunate to be part of their flock, shall we say?
That's a good way to say it.
And so we have our programs, which are free. Our monthly programs, we had 8 monthly programs a year.
Really?
Where we bring in speakers from now, some are nationally known, thanks to our programs chair, who has years of experience at UCSB Arts and Lectures.
Oh, nice.
Yes, so Roman has brought in some pretty great speakers, and we are committed to offering these programs for free. We want them to be accessible to all. And so, because people have said, why don't you charge for these? Well, we want to try to offer these for free to people. So
Where do you do the programs?
we're very lucky in that we have been meeting in Farrand Hall at the Museum of Natural
okay.
History. When that's not available, or when we think it's bigger, going to require more space, we will talk to the museum about using Fleischmann Auditorium. We've also held them at the library, public library, other
that's great.
spaces. So, but we have 8 programs a year, and we get some pretty good attendance. Some, like for example, we had Amy Tan here, and it was standing room.
I bet.
Yeah. So, or Jennifer Ackerman, she was another nationally known author. So yeah, it's our programs are pretty popular, and again, free. Our bird walks and field trips are free, and our Meet Your Wild Neighbor program that goes into the schools, we offer them for free to Title I schools, and that was the majority of the schools we served. So, yes, that's
So
what we do.
that's all right. And you're working with UCSB.
Well, the Cheadle Center they worked with us on this, posting this breeding bird study. There's this ArcGIS mapping program. I hope I'm describing it correctly, that we had their help with. So we host it on our website, but really they helped a whole lot with that. A partnership we've had with them, or a partnership. It's we like what's going on with North Campus Open Space. That's also under the Cheadle Center, and they're doing a fabulous job with how they've restored a wetland from a golf course. That is an amazing story, and so we often go out to North Campus Open Space to lead bird walks and field trips, like Lake Los Carneros and other nice open spaces. We actually have an Audubon overlook at the North Campus Open Space. We helped raise funds or directed funds to fund that overlook. So it's on a nice little knoll looking down
that
at
sounds
birds.
beautiful.
Yeah.
So on your website too, a person could find out about all your programs,
Yes.
when they're happening, where they're happening.
Yes.
All that.
Yes, they can.
Yeah, you folks have a lot going on over there.
Yeah, we certainly do, which is why we like volunteers.
Yes. Well,
Yeah.
hopefully you'll get a lot more
Yes,
after
thank
people
you.
hear your story.
Yes, thank you.
So we have another minute left. What else would you like our audience to know about Audubon?
We also would do a winter bird count for kids.
Oh, yeah.
And it's gives kids an opportunity, or families bring kids, ages 8 through 16, and the kids actually go through a little binocular boot camp to learn how to use
binocular
binoculars.
boot camp.
And they get a free T-shirt, which I am
Let me see
about
that
to show
t-shirt.
you.
How cute. Oh, man. I love it.
And I have to say that we had a student representative on our board. She was in high school, and she is a talented birder and a talented designer, and she designed this
Really?
T-shirt.
That is beautiful.
Yeah, there's something on the back too, but we were so excited. We celebrated our 10th Winter Bird Count for Kids last year. And so we thought, well, for the 10th one, let's do something. We had a beautiful T-shirt before, designed by an artist, but we said, let's do a 10th anniversary one, and actually it's evergreen now. But so Lucy came up with this design, and we just love it. We've gotten so many compliments on it.
Yes, it is really beautiful. And every bird is different from the other one.
Yes, there's the white-tailed kite, which we're hoping to see again there, and a common yellowthroat, great blue heron, a shoveler, an acorn woodpecker, a California thrasher, a coot, looks like a ring-billed gull, and a scrub jay. So
Very nice.
stylized, but
Oh, that's
anyway,
great. I
yeah,
can
we're
see why
very
that would be
excited about it.
popular.
And that Winter Bird Count for Kids is supported by the city of Goleta. We do get a small grant from them.
nice.
We started this actually before even getting grants, because we wanted to have a way to reach out to the underserved schools
Good
to give
for
kids
you.
an opportunity
Yeah.
to get out there and learn how to bird.
Oh, Janice, well, thank you for your wonderful work.
Oh, thank you.
For coming on 805 Focus and to share it with us.
Okay, thank you very much.
And thanks for joining us on 805 Focus, and we'll see you next time.